Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our 6 a.m. flow class. Katie's my name, and we have lovely Casey here that's going to be demonstrating for me this morning. So, really this morning, it's just about moving our bodies. So, early on a Thursday morning, let's get that heart rate going, internal heat, building that internal heat, and get us set up for the day. So just pretty much from start to finish, we're just going to continue to move the body as we go through a couple of different sequences and then just have a bit of fun for our Thursday morning. So I'm actually going to get you to start standing this morning. So when you're ready, just come up into a standing position. So we want to find our Tadasana at the top of the mat. So let your feet just come about hip distance apart. And then your arms are down by your side and your palms are facing forward. So let's just take a moment here to find our foundation. Closing down your eyes and then just settling into your body. And just starting to give yourself a body scan from the tips of the toes up to the crown of the head. Probably quite often familiar with seated or lying down when we start a yoga class. So I just want to find a little bit of activation to wake up every part of the body this morning. So maybe find a little bit of movement. You might like to just gently sway from side to side, so finding your midline and center of balance. You can start to pick up the toes, taking the weight back in the heels, and then spreading down through all 10 toes. Think about lifting up through the inner arches of the feet, up into the inner seams of the legs. So it's like activation through the quads. Maybe the kneecaps draw up towards the thighs, and then start to notice if that engagement is in towards the glutes. Hips are forward towards the front of the room. Our belly is drawn in, lower ribs in. We have some softness in the shoulders here. And even though your eyes are closed, your eye gaze is forward to the top of the mat. And then crown of the head reaches to the sky. So imagine a piece of string that's drawing you upwards, but then also you're grounding down through your feet towards the earth. Everything starts from our Tadasana, mountain pose. If we don't have a solid foundation, when we start, then all our poses are going to be unbalanced. And yogis, as you go through your flow this morning, think of your practice like a painting. We sketch the outline, and then we start to add colour to build that image. So we start to build on our sequence as we add the postures and the poses. So imagine the colour as your poses. And we build on that to complete our sequence, just like you build on a painting using colour to complete the image. Let's take 3 more breaths here, noticing the breath in and out through the nose. One more deep breath in together, yogis. Maybe this time you part the lips and you sigh out. Nicely done. Let's blink open our eyes. Just stretch your arms up overhead, eye gaze follows, fingertips to the sky, and then just take hold of your right wrist with your left hand, and we're going to stretch up and over towards the left. So just taking a moment to stretch through that side waist. Think about the rib cage and the intercostal muscles that you're pulling apart when you stretch, the muscles in between the ribs. Beautiful. So our hip comes to the right and we're stretching over to the left. Come back through centre, deep breath in, grab hold of the left wrist with the right hand, fingertips up and over now towards the right. Just take a nice stretch. Again, breathing into that left rib cage. Slowly starting to wake up the body. Come back through centre. Excuse me, and then forward fold, flex of the hips, just bow to the earth. And maybe your first round, you bend the knees, let the chest kiss the thighs. Maybe a bit of movement, opposite elbows if that feels good, a gentle sway. So we're just pausing here for a moment just to think about stretching out through the back of the legs. Let the crown of the head hang heavy. And then just breathing into your forward fold. So again, noticing the energy rising up from the earth. Beautiful, yogis. Take one more breath. Then hands start to release towards the earth, and then rising up to standing once again. Maybe you take it a bit slower this time. Reach your arms up overhead, eye gaze to follow, and then just stay here with the fingertips to the sky. Come high onto your tiptoes. So let's start to work through the calves into the ankles. Wake up. The feet, so really push into the balls of the feet and lift the fingertips to the sky. Now from here, can you start to bend your knees, coming into our variation of our chair pose, but see if you can keep high on the tiptoes. Beautiful. Find your own depth. And then first round, let's just bring our hands to prayer. So soften through the shoulders, giving the arms a little bit of a break to begin with. Really fire up through those quads. Stay with your breath. One more inhale. Land the heels forward, fold, exhale, bow to the earth. Beautiful. Your breath in to lengthen halfway, hands to the mat or to the shins, nice flat back. Forward, fold, exhale. Two more like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow forward. Beautiful. One more time. Your halfway lift to lengthen, deep breath in. On the exhale, we're going to find plank pose. So step back, right leg, left leg into plank. Beautiful. Now staying here for a moment. You can always lower your knees, yogis, if you want to. Otherwise, starting to find the strength in the body. Push the earth away, so dome through the upper back. Really spreading those fingers nice and wide. Can you start to think about engaging through your Uddiyana Bandha? Belly is drawn in and up towards the spine. Find the strength in your body, yogis. Just one more breath, hold here. Shift your weight forward, take a breath in, lower the knees, hug your elbows in, lower your chest, come all the way down towards the earth. Hands either side of the shoulders, baby cobra, start to lift the chest, your breath in, and then bow to the earth, exhale. Beautiful. Tops of the feet are pushing down, inhale, lift the chest, baby cobra, hold here. Maybe this time you hover your hands off of the mat, strengthening through the back muscles. Really draw the shoulder blades down your lower back and lift the chest a little bit higher if you can. Use your back muscles. Exhale, bow the head towards the earth. Beautiful. One more just like that. Inhale, chest lifts, hands hover. This time maybe you point the toes and you lift the thighs off of the mat, floating cobra. Push that pubic bone down. Again, using your back muscles, lift the chest a little bit higher. Take one more breath in. Forehead, hands to the earth, and then push back child's pose, balasana, exhale. Sink the hips down, stretch your arms forward. Beautiful. Just take a breath here, yogis. Come back to this pose anytime if you want to throughout your practice. We are going to be continuously moving, and I'm not there with you at home. So please feel free to modify or come back to child's pose if you need a rest before you continue on. You can join us any time. One more inhale through the nose, fill up the belly, ribs expand. Let it go, empty the breath, exhale. Come onto all fours, tabletop position, your next breath in. Tuck in the toes, finding downward facing dog, exhale. And then in your down dog again, maybe you just pedal it out for a moment. Probably the first one of the morning. So heel and toe your feet to the earth. Starting to feel that length down the back of the legs. And not worrying too much if your heels don't quite reach the earth. Take that micro bend in the knees. We're more looking for the upside down V shape, length through the spine rather than the heels to the earth. Let's come high onto the tiptoes as we breathe in, and then creep your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat. Your halfway lift to lengthen, breath in, exhale, bow. Rise up to standing. Beautiful. Fingertips to the sky, eye gaze follows, hold here. Come onto those tiptoes as you lift the heels. Bending those knees, coming into a chair pose variation, keeping on the tiptoes. In this round, maybe you keep your arms alongside your ears. Otherwise, always option for prayer if you have any shoulder issues. But start to fire up through those shoulders, upper back, beautiful. Really spreading those fingers wide to energize all 10 fingers to the sky. Nicely done. One more breath. Lower the heels, forward fold. Exhale, you've got it. Inhale, lift halfway. Let's find plank pose, jump or step back this time. Again, we pause in plank. Choose your modifications if you need to, yogis. Otherwise, deep breath in. Stay for the exhale. Shift your weight forward. Inhale, lower your knees once again, hugging your elbows in, lowering all the way down. Let the elbows rub the ribcage. Baby cobra, start to lift the chest. Exhale, forehead to the mat, bow. One more time, lift that chest, your breath in. Now, yogis, either stay here or come through up dog. So push the tops of the feet down, thighs lift, chest lifts through. Beautiful. And then downward facing dog, your breath out. Empty, empty, empty. And every time you come into your down dog, maybe you notice the difference or how this pose changes. Let's continue to move. High on the tiptoes, lift the heels, breath in. Bend the knees, this time jump or step, top of the mat. Your breath in to lengthen. Forward fold, exhale. Rise up, fingertips to the sky, eye gaze follows. Come immediately onto those tiptoes once again, lifting the heels. Bending those knees, coming down into your chair pose. Fire up through those quads. 3, 2, 1. Forward fold, exhale, you've got it. Inhale, lift halfway. Plank pose, jump or step back, exhale. Beautiful. Hold for a breath, yogis. Now, once again, you can always lower your knees, or this time coming through, staying on your toes, shifting your weight forward, hugging your elbows in, coming down into chaturanga, lower down halfway. Up dog, tops of feet push down, thighs lift, chest lifts through. Roll over the toes, downward facing dog, exhale. One breath here. Empty, empty, empty. Beautiful. One more time. High on the tiptoes, lift the heels. Bend the knees, jump or step, top of the mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, bow. Fingertips to the sky, rise up onto those tiptoes once again. Stretch the arms to the sky, bend the knees, chair pose, sink down. One more breath in. Forward fold, Uttanasana, let it go. Halfway lift. Plank pose, jump or step back, your vinyasa here. So staying on your toes or coming down onto your knees, modify as you need to, yogis. As I said, I'm not there with you, so listen to your body. Always an option to skip and find down dog. Beautiful. High on the tiptoes, lift the heels, breath in, bend the knees, jump or step, top of the mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, bow. Chair pose, inhale, making sure your big toes are touching and you have a slight gap in between your heels. So again, we're still finding depth, hips lowering down towards the earth, but this time we're squeezing the inner thighs together. Option with your arms, either reaching them up, triceps grazing the ears, or hands to prayer. Your modifications, your practice. Can you find a little bit more depth? Beautiful. Belly, lower ribs drawn in. One more breath in. Uttanasana, forward fold. Exhale, let it go. Nicely done. Halfway lift to lengthen. Plant the hands. This time step the right leg to the back of the mat. Lower the back knee. Untuck the toes. Low lunge. Arms reach to the sky. Anjaneyasana. Beautiful. So we're just taking a moment to stretch into that right hip flexor. So bend deep into that front knee. Breathe into the right hip flexor. And the arms are reaching up to the sky. So we're still energizing all 10 fingers, pinky fingers rotating inwards, and we're stretching through the shoulders into the lats. Nicely done, yogis. One more breath, grow a little bit taller. On the exhale, plant the hand, step back, plank pose, your vinyasa. Knees or toes, strong through your chaturangas. Ardha Mukha, down dog, let's meet there. Right leg to the sky, let's breathe in, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, curl in, point the back toes, step the right foot through. Lower the back knee, untuck the toes, your low lunge, arms reach to the sky. Again, now taking a moment to stretch through that back. Left hip flexor. Soften the shoulders, reaching the fingertips to the sky. Beautiful. One more breath in. Listen for the change. Hands to the mat. Left foot meets right top of the mat. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, bow. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, yogis, sweep your arms to the sky. Sink the hips down, draw the inner thighs together. Spark up through your fingers. Beautiful. Find a little bit more depth if you can. One more breath. Forward fold, exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift halfway. Plant the hands, left leg to the back of the mat. Just where we left off, low lunge, lower the back knee, untuck the toes, arms sweep up, Anjaneyasana. Take one breath into the left hip flexor. Beautiful. Hands to the mat, find plank pose, step back, vinyasa or downward dog. It's building that internal heat, keeping the body moving. Nicely done. Left leg to the sky, we breathe in, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, curl it in, use your core, point the back toes, step the left foot through. Your low lunge, lower the back knee, you know where you're going, arms to the sky. Breathe into the right hip flexor. Beautiful. Hands to the earth, step in, forward fold, Uttanasana, top of the mat. Halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, chair pose. Let's keep going, yoga. Sweep those arms up, sink the hips down, take a deep breath in. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, lift halfway. Plant the hands, right leg to the back of the mat. Your low lunge, lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana, arms sweep up. Your breath in. Hands to the earth, plank pose, step back, vinyasa or downward dog. Choose your modifications as you need, yogis. Follow your breath. Right leg to the sky, breathe in. Knee to nose, curl it in, point the back toes, step it through. Low lunge, lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana, arms sweep up. Hands to the earth, forward fold, top of the mat, Uttanasana. Inhale to lift halfway. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, sweep those arms to the sky. Your breath in, sink a little bit deeper. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Plant the hands, left leg to the back of the mat. Your low lunge, Anjaneyasana, arms sweep up. Breathe in. Hands to the earth, plank pose, step back, vinyasa. Downward dog we meet. Beautiful. Left leg to the sky, breath in. Knee to nose, curl it in, point the back toes, step it through. Lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana, arms reach up. Hands to the earth, step in, forward fold, Uttanasana. Beautiful. Your breath in to lengthen. Exhale, bow. Sweep the arms to the sky, reach up, salute the sun. Hands come down, Samashiti, heart center. Exhale. Just pause to catch your breath for a moment, yogis. We're hopefully all nice and warm. Just take 3 deep breaths in your Tadasana. Keep those thumbs just reaching to the sternum, connecting the right and the left side. Nicely done. Let's take one more breath here. Blink open the eyes, reach the arms to the sky, salute the sun, inhale breath. Uttanasana, forward fold, flex of the hips, bow to the earth. Your breath in to lengthen. Plank pose, jump or step back, optional flow here, or just downward facing dog. Beautiful work, yogis. Let's continue to move. Right leg to the sky, we breathe in. This time bend the knee, open up the hips, scorpion pose, yield that heel over towards the left. So first round, think about stretching through that right side body. So really opening up through the right side. Beautiful. Try to stack the hips if you can. Take in one more breath in. Knee comes towards the nose. Exhale, use your core, point the back toes. Send the leg to the sky, 3-legged down dog, breath in. Knee to nose, curl it in, step the right foot through. Lower the back knee once again. This time we're going to keep the toes tucked as we reach our arms to the sky. So just like in our Anjaneyasana, but our back toes are tucked. Take a breath again into that left hip flexor, sparking the fingers to the sky. Take one more inhale here, yogis. Now on the exhale, sweep your arms back, lift the back knee, arrowhead. Chest comes forward but away from the thigh. We draw the shoulder blades down the lower back and our palms are facing down towards the earth. And just like imagine you're hitchhiking and your thumbs are outwards here. Beautiful. Keep strong through that back leg. So thinking about the back heel, can you lift it a little bit higher in line with the ball of the back foot? So nice and strong in the legs. Nicely done. Now listen carefully, yogis. Keeping the upper body as is, we're going to transition into Dekasana. So we're just going to lift up that back foot, pointing the back toes, taking flight, all of our weight on our right foot. Dekasana. Point the back toes, chest is still lifted, shoulders are away from the ears, and we're still drawing our shoulders down our lower back here. Take a slight micro bend in that standing leg. We'll engage through that glute and keep that chest lifted. Beautiful. Find your balance, take one more breath. Then start to slowly lift the torso, bringing that left knee into chest, arms to the sky, stalk pose. Flex the toes of that left leg. So we're really engaging through the standing leg glute here. Can you bring that left knee a little bit further into the chest? Fingertips to the sky. Nicely done. Find your balance, your center line of energy. Keeping the arms to the sky, take a breath in and then send that left leg behind you. Light as a feather, can you land into crescent lunge? Beautiful, nice and controlled. And just take a breath in your crescent lunge. Again, pushing into the ball of the back foot, maybe a slight micro bend in the back knee. 5 up through that front leg. Your breath in, lengthen, grow a little bit taller. Exhale, hands to the earth, plank pose, step back, optional flow, or downward facing dog. Always find your modifications, listening to your body. Nicely done, yogis. Left leg to the sky, let's breathe in. Bend the knee, open the hip, scorpion pose, yield the heel to the right. Again, we just take a moment here to still notice the stretch in the left side body. Stacking the hips, pushing into the earth with that right heel. One more breath in. Knee to nose, curl it in, exhale, use your core. Send it to the sky, 3-legged down dog. Knee to nose, once again, curl it in, step the left foot through. Lower the back knee, keep the toes tucked. We're back in our Anjaneyasana. Spark the fingers to the sky. We've been here before, maybe notice any difference. Take one more breath. On the exhale, sweep the arms back, arrowhead, lift the back knee. Beautiful, nice and strong in the legs, yogis. And again, thinking about that back foot, and you pushing into the earth with the ball of the back foot. Is the heel just in line with the ball of the back foot? Chest lifted. Take our weight into our left foot. Keep the chest as is. Just pick up the back foot and then point the back toes. Dekasana. Find your balance. Keeping those palms facing down. Squeezing the shoulder blades down your lower back. Activate through that left side glute now. Beautiful work. Lifting the chest, slowly bringing the right knee to chest, arms to the sky, stalk pose. Spark those fingers, flex the toes. You've got it, yogis. Find your center line of balance. One more breath here. Keeping the arms as is. Start to extend the right leg back behind you, then light as a feather, land high crescent. With control, nicely done. Take one more breath in, lengthen. Hands to the earth, find your plank pose, optional flow or downward dog. Beautiful work, yogis. Let's continue to move the body, adding on, right leg to the sky, we're breathing. Scorpion pose, open the hip. Knee to nose, curl it in. Send it to the sky, 3-legged dog. Listen for the change, knee to left tricep. Twist it through, stay here, falling star. Let the leg come out to the side, reaching the left arm to the sky. Beautiful. Open up through your chest. Nicely done. Right hand to the earth. Scorpion pose, right leg up and back, open the hip. Knee to nose, curl it in, exhale, step the right foot through. Lower the back knee, keep the toes tucked. Anjaneyasana, arms to the sky. Exhale, arrowhead, sweep your arms back. Now listen carefully, everybody. Stay here for a breath. Then on your next inhale, listen for the change. Arms reach to the sky. We find our low lunge once again, but can you hover the back knee? So arms reach up, bend the back knee, hover. Beautiful. And then exhale, arrowhead, sweep your arms back. Inhale, low lunge, hover the back knee. Beautiful, you've got it. Exhale, arrowhead, sweep back. One more time, low lunge, hover. Arrowhead, sweep back, exhale. Take flight, dekasana your breath in. Lift, point the back toes. Beautiful. Arms, chest lift, stalk pose, left knee to chest, arms reach up. Find your balance, flex the toes. Keeping the arms as is, stepping back, finding your high crescent, tap the foot down, beautiful. Then we're going to come straight back into our stalk pose. Can you lift the left knee to the chest? You've got it, yogis. Step back, high crescent. Keep moving here, beautiful. Knee to chest, stalk pose. Keep those arms lifted. One more time, crescent lunge, step back. Beautiful, stalk pose, exhale, knee to chest. You've got it, yogis. Then light as a feather, land the back foot once again, high crescent, arms reach to the sky. This time, exhale, bring your hands to prayer position, heart center. Twist to the right, left elbow connects to the thigh. Just find a twist here. Pause. Twist from under the rib cage. Still stay strong through that back leg. Nicely done. One more breath. High crescent, release, arms to the sky. Take a breath in. Hands to the earth, step back, plank pose, your vinyasa. Follow the waves of your breath as you move, building on that image, that picture. Left leg to the sky, we breathe in. Scorpion pose, open the hip. Knee to nose, curl it in, use your core. Send it to the sky, three-legged dog. Knee to right tricep, twist it through, pause here, falling star. Right arm reaches to the sky, extend the leg out to the side. Breathe into the chest, beautiful. As your right hand finds the earth, left leg up and back, open the hip, scorpion pose. Knee to nose, curl it in, stepping it through. You know where you're going, lower the back knee, keep the toes tucked, your low lunge, arms sweep up. Arrowhead, exhale, sweep the arms back. Inhale, low lunge, hover the back knee. Exhale, arrowhead, sweep back. You've got it. And again, low lunge, arms sweep up. Arrowhead, arms sweep back. Take flight, dekasana. Oh, Casey's adding another one in. Point the back toes, beautiful. And lift the chest, right knee to chest, stalk pose, arms reach to the sky. Flex the toes, spark the fingers. Step back into high crescent, arms reach to the sky, take a breath in. And then stalk pose, right knee to chest, lift up, beautiful, you've got it. High crescent, step back, use your breath. Exhale, stalk pose, knee to chest. One more time, yogis, high crescent, beautiful. Stalk pose, knee to chest. High crescent, land the back foot, keep the arms to the sky. And then hands come down, heart center. Exhale, let's twist to the left, elbow to thigh. Pause in here, push into the palms. Think about keeping a little bit of space for your breath here. So belly away from the thigh, twist from under the rib cage. Strong in that back leg, take one more breath. Slowly release high crescent, arms to the sky. Lengthen, and then hands to the mat. Find your plank pose, vinyasa flow. Beautiful work, everybody. Let's continue on. Right leg to the sky, breathe in. Scorpion pose, open the hip. Knee to nose, curl it in. Three-legged dog to the sky. Left tricep, falling star, twist it through. Left arm to the sky, breathe into the chest. Left hand down to the earth, scorpion pose, open that right hip. You've got it. Knee to nose, curl it in, step in your right foot through. Your low lunge, keep the back toes tucked, arms reach up. Arrowhead, sweep back, exhale. Two more times, low lunge, hover. Arrowhead, exhale. Inhale, low lunge, hover. Exhale, arrowhead. Take flight, dekasana, lift, point the back toes. Stork pose, knee to chest, arms reach up. High crescent, step back, your breath in. Stork pose, knee to chest. 2 more times, high crescent, you've got it. Stork pose, knee to chest. High crescent, land here, pause. Hands to prayer position, heart center, twist to the right. Connect the elbow to the thigh, beautiful. 1 breath here, yogis. Then stay in your twist, look down towards your right foot. Can you bring the left foot in to meet the right? Twisted chair, step in, beautiful. And then squeeze those inner thighs together. So notice if your knees, one is tracking out further forward than the other, can you bring them together? Sink a little bit deeper in your chair if you can. Stay in that twist for 1 more breath. Beautiful. Then stay in your chair, bring your torso back through center, chair pose, arms sweep to the sky. Can you come high onto those tiptoes, lifting your heels? Beautiful. And then from here, yogis, take tiny pulses, maybe up and down. So really press into the earth with the balls of the feet, pulse, beautiful. Squeeze those inner thighs. Can we take 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Lower the heels and then forward fold. Beautiful, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. Plank pose, jump or step back, optional flow or downward facing dog. Left side to go. Left leg to the sky, we breathing. Bend the knee, open up the hips, scorpion pose. Knee to nose, curl it in. 3-legged down dog, send it to the sky. Knee to right tricep, twist it through, falling star. Right arm reaches up. Right hand to the earth, scorpion pose, open the left hip. Knee to nose, curl it in, step it through. Your low lunge, lower the back knee, keep the toes tucked. Anjaneyasana, arms sweep up. Arrowhead, sweep the arms, lift the back knee. You've got it. Low lunge, hover the back knee, inhale, breath. Arrowhead, sweep back, exhale. 1 more time, low lunge, breath in. Arrowhead, sweep back, exhale. Dekasana, take flight, your breath in, point the back toes. Stork pose, knee to chest, arms reach up. You've got it, yogis. High crescent, land the back foot. Keeping the arms to the sky. Then right knee to chest, stork pose, bring it in. High crescent, land with control. Beautiful, knee to chest, stork pose. High crescent, step back, hold. Hands come to prayer position, heart center. Exhale, we twist to the left, connect the elbow to the thigh. You've got it. Push into those palms. Just take a breath here, strong in that back leg. Then look down towards your left foot. Right foot meets left, top of the mat, twisted chair. Stay in your twist if you can. Sink a little bit deeper. Draw those inner thighs together. Twisting from under the rib cage. 1 more breath. Stay in your chair, come back through center and then chair pose, arms reach to the sky, sink the hips down. Now this time, yogis, just heel and toe your feet about hip distance apart. And then come onto your tiptoes once again, if you can. So really engaging through the calves, the ankles. And then this time, can you start to slowly lower your hips down towards your heels, staying on the tiptoes if you can, lowering down. Beautiful. When they arrive, take your hands to the mat and then heel and toe your feet out to Malasana Yogi Squat. So heels in, toes gently pushed out, and then we bring our hands to prayer and we gently push the knees out to the sides. So we're sinking our hips down, but we're keeping this pose active. So we're going to move here in a moment. I just want you to settle into your Malasana. So maybe think about lifting the hips a little bit higher, further away from the heels to stay active here. And the crown of the head reaches the sky, spine is nice and long. Let's take 1 more breath. Then yogis, reach your arms forward, power through your legs as you start to come up to standing, your breath in, and then reach the arms to the sky. Hands come back through heart center, Malasana Yogi Squat, sink back down. Beautiful. And again, arms reach forward, up to the sky. Yogi Squat, Malasana, sink down. 3 more times, reach up, your breath in. Exhale, Malasana Yogi Squat. And again, arms to the sky, reach up. Malasana Yogi Squat, sink. I lied. One more time. Let's power up those legs. Lift the arms to the sky. Malasana yogi squat. Sink down. Beautiful. And then again, pause in here. Yogis, if you would like to take an arm balance here and you'd like to come into crow pose, then please feel free. Stay in Malasana squat if you'd like to. If you're coming into crow, maybe just listen to my cues and watch Casey. So we're pushing into the earth with our hands, making sure they're nice and spread wide. We're bending the knees and we're trying to hook them into our triceps or the armpits, coming onto the tiptoes. Then our weight is shifted forward. We're rounding through the upper back, keeping your eye gaze to one point, and then maybe you lift one of your toes off of the mat, or maybe your both toes lift. So really creating a shelf with our arms, and engaging the belly and really rounding through the upper back. You have to just really shift your weight forward to allow yourself to balance here. Beautiful. So that's just an option if you like a little bit of a play. Just taking one more breath. And then we'll meet in the Malasana yogi squat. Those of you who are in crow, just coming back into your Malasana. Pause in here for a breath. Beautiful. And then hands to the earth, jump or step back, plank pose, optional flow here, or downward facing dog. Let's continue to move. Go again, right leg to the sky, we breathing. Scorpion pose, open the hip. Maybe this time you'd like to flip your dog. Bringing the right foot behind and then chest opens, right arm reaches back. Beautiful. Slowly release, come back, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, curl it in, point the back toes. Send it to the sky, breath in. Knee to left tricep, falling star, right arm to the sky, leg out to the side. Beautiful. Left hand to the earth, open up the right hip, scorpion pose once again. Knee to nose, curl it in, step the right foot through. Lower the back knee, keep the toes tucked, your Anjaneyasana, arms sweep up. Yep, you know where you're going. Arrowhead, sweep the arms back, lift the knee. Two more times, low lunge, arms sweep up. Arrowhead, sweep the arms back. One more time, low lunge, hover. Arrowhead, exhale. Take flight, Dekasana, point the back toes, lift up. Stalk pose, knee to chest, arms reach to the sky. High crescent, lightly step back, keeping the arms lifted. Stalk pose, knee to chest, bring it in. High crescent, step back. You've got it, yogis. Stalk pose, knee to chest. High crescent, step the leg back. Hands to prayer position, heart center, twist to the left, elbow to thigh. Look down towards your right foot, left foot meets right, top of the mat, twisted chair. Beautiful. One breath in. Reach the arms up, chair pose, come back through center, sink the hips. Come high onto the tiptoes, lift the heels. This time, can you open the knees a little bit wider? And then taking your tiny pulses here, if you can, maybe up and down. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1, hold. Lower the heels, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. Plank pose, jump or step back, vinyasa or downward dog. Left leg to the sky, breathing. Scorpion pose, open the hips, stay heel, flip your dog if you did that on the other side. Beautiful. Breathe into the heart space. Slowly release. Three-legged dog, left leg to the sky. Knee to nose, curl it in, exhale. Send it back, inhale. Twist it through, right tricep, falling star, right arm reaches up. Open up your chest. Beautiful. Right hand to the earth. Left knee, open the hips, scorpion pose. Knee to nose, curl it in, exhale, step that foot through. Lower the back knee, keep the toes tucked, your Anjaneyasana. Exhale, arrowhead, lift the back knee. Low lunge, hover, breath in. Arrowhead, exhale. Low lunge, hover, inhale. Arrowhead, exhale. Dekasana, take flight, your breath in. Knee to chest, stalk pose, arms sweep up, exhale. Step back, high crescent, your breath in, beautiful. Exhale, knee to chest, stalk pose. High crescent, step back. Knee to chest, stalk pose. High crescent, step back, hold. Hands to prayer position, heart center, twist to the left, your breath out. Connect the elbow to the thigh. Look down towards your left foot, twisted chair, step the right foot in, meet the left, squeeze those inner thighs. Come back through center chair pose, sweep the arms to the sky. Beautiful. Heel and toe the feet, hip distance apart. High on the tiptoes if you can, and then lower the hips down all the way to the heels. Slowly does it, fire up through those quads. Hands come to the earth, Malasana Yogi squat or crow pose if you'd like to take your arm balance once again. Choosing your options for 3 breaths, yogis. Settle your breath if you're in Malasana. Have a play if you're in crow. Listen to your body. Beautiful. Lovely work. One more breath. If you're in crow, maybe you jump back into plank. Let's take a flow. Nicely done. Meet in downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha. Beautiful work, everybody. Just pause, notice the breath here. Child's pose is always there if you'd like to lower the knees. Otherwise, maybe down dog is your resting pose. You have about 3 to 5 breaths. Just settle your breath. Maybe noticing the internal heat, the heart rate. And continuously move the body this morning. If you're in your child's pose, maybe just noticing any tension, any tightness that you might still be holding in the hips, or any resistance in the body here. Let's just take one more breath wherever you are. Beautiful. And then downward facing dog. Let's journey our way there. Always an option to stay in child's pose if you'd like to. Otherwise, Ardha Mukha. Just come high on the tiptoes, lift the heels, breath in. Bend the knees, jump or step, top of the mat. Your breath in to lengthen. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bow. One more time, halfway lift to lengthen. Uttanasana, forward fold, bow to the earth. Rise up to standing, fingertips to the sky, eye gaze follow, salute the sun, pause in here, coming back onto those tippy toes, lifting the heels, we're back where we started. Keep reaching, sparking those fingertips to the sky. You're all going to hate me, but we're coming back into our chair pose, bending those knees. Beautiful. Stay on the tiptoes if you can, yogis. Soften the shoulders. One more breath in. Forward fold, exhale. Your breath in to lengthen. Plank pose, jump or step back, vinyasa. Take it slow this round, so continuously moving the body, but lower down strong through your chaturangas, your desired back bend, downward facing dog. So we're still moving, but not as quick. High in the tiptoes, lift the heels, bend the knees, jump or step, top of the mat. Your breath in to lengthen, exhale, bow. Arms to the sky, reach up, eye gaze follows. High on the tiptoes, lift the heels. Promise one last time, chair pose, bend the knees. Stay on the tiptoes if you can, otherwise lower the heels down, but sink the hips towards the earth, squeeze those inner thighs. Let's take one more breath here. Forward fold, exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift halfway. Plank pose, jump or step back. Last vinyasa, everybody, flush it out. Downward dog, we meet. Nicely done. Take a breath in your down dog. In through the nose. Empty, empty, empty. Beautiful. High on the tiptoes, lift the heels, breath in. Bend the knees, jump or step, top of the mat. Halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale, bow. And just pause in your forward fold. Maybe grab hold of opposite elbows once again. Any variation of your forward fold. Just let your head hang heavy. Maybe this time you straighten out your legs so you stretch into the hamstrings. You might feel a little bit looser along the back of the legs. Maybe just give yourself a sway from side to side. Let's take one more breath here. And then hands to the earth. Start to bend the knees. We're going to take a seat on the mat. Beautiful. And when you arrive here, just lengthen your legs long out in front of you. Maybe shuffle yourself back. So push into the heels, toes flex towards the chest. Reach your arms forward so they're parallel towards the earth. And then tuck that chin slightly. Start to scoop the belly. We're going to slowly lower ourselves all the way down towards the earth. So take it slow, Casey. Draw that belly in. That's it. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Okay, not quite there yet. We've still got a little bit of work to do. Let's bring our right knee in towards our chest, hugging the right knee in. Now lift up through your head and shoulders if you don't have any neck issues. Can you hover the left leg off of the mat? Keep the right knee hugged in. Single leg stretch, you're going to work into the core. Extend that right leg long and then hug the left knee into the chest. See if you can hover the right leg. Beautiful. And then we just continue here. So left leg long, right knee to chest. And then right leg long, left knee to chest. So just continue to hug alternate knees into the chest, pointing the toes of that lengthened leg, and then lifting the head and shoulders, if you can, a little bit higher. Imprint that lower back and draw the lower belly in. Any issues with the head or neck, you can lower it down, but keep drawing alternate knees into the chest, working into the abdominals. Let's go here for 8. Hug it in for 7. Keep going for 6. Breathe for 5. Smile for 4. Keep going for 3. 2 more. 1 more. Hug the left knee in. Hold here. And then release. Lower your head and shoulders down. Beautiful. Just take a moment. Maybe soles of the feet come together, knees out wide, or just keep your legs long. Just breathe for 1 more breath. Beautiful. Now arms are down by your side, palms are facing downwards. Start to lift the legs to the sky. So we're coming into Virabhidhi Karani, just for a breath. So legs are long, heels are to the sky, and then toes are flexing down towards the earth. Now slight activation in the lower belly to keep your legs to the sky, but this is a restful pose. However, we are going to find a little bit more intensity here. So reaching the fingertips now to the sky. And then can you start to lift the head and shoulders, pulsing your fingers up towards your toes. And just tiny pulses as you lift, pulse and pulse and pulse. Keep going here. Draw the lower belly in, imprint the lower back, and pulse in the fingertips to the toes. Keep going. Keep your eye gaze up, pulse, pulse. Yogis, can we take 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bend the knees, lower the hands down, hug your knees into your chest, or maybe windshield wipe them from side to side, maybe taking that Baddha Konasana. Beautiful. Just take a breath, 1 more little bit of work before we can find our rest. So you're nearly there, we're nearly finished the painting, yogis. Plant the soles of the feet down towards the earth, hip distance apart. Arms down by your side. Make sure you can just tickle your heels with your fingers. Coming into our bridge pose. So peel, tuck, lift the hips to the sky, squeeze into the glutes to lift the hips a little bit higher. Now in your bridge, just notice that nice long line from the shoulders, the hips and the knees. And the knees and the toes are all pointing in one direction. Now can we start to lower the hips down towards the earth just about 1 inch and then squeeze and lift them back up to the sky. So hip dips, we lower down, we squeeze and lift. Beautiful, we lower down, we squeeze and lift. Keep going here. Hips lower down and then we squeeze and lift them back up to the sky. So working into those glutes, drive out through the hamstrings here. Let's take 4 more. Squeeze and lift, lower down, squeeze and lift, lower the hips down. Beautiful. Squeeze and lift. 1 more time, hips lower down. Squeeze and lift to the sky. Pause in here. Can you lift the hips a little bit higher? Drive out through the heels. And then articulate the spine. We lower all the way down. Upper, middle, and lower back. Windshield wipe your knees from side to side. Reset the body and the pelvis. We have 2 more rounds of our hip bridges. Beautiful. Come back to center. Feet hip distance apart. heel tuck, lift the hips to the sky, bridge pose. This time, can you come onto your tippy toes? So we've worked out through our calves and our ankles. You might need to shuffle your feet in a little bit further towards the hips, but stay on your tiptoes, and then once again, can you start to lower your hips down? Squeeze and lift them back up. Lowering down, squeeze and lift them to the sky, and then just keep going again with this motion. If it doesn't feel good for you on the tiptoes, just lower your heels down. Otherwise, imagine those 6-inch stilettos. You're high on the tiptoes. A few more. Squeeze and lift. Lower down. Let's take 3 more. High to the sky. Lower to the earth. Squeeze and lift to the sky. Lower to the earth. 1 more time, yogis. Squeeze and lift. And then we hold here in a high bridge. Maybe lift the heels a little bit higher. Take 1 more breath in. And then slowly start to release. Lower yourself all the way down. Lower your heels. Windshield wipe your knees from side to side. Beautiful. Just 1 more round, everybody, I promise, and then we can stretch out. When you're ready, come back into your bridge pose, heels down, hips to the sky, arms down by your side. Engaging through the belly. Now this time, just take your knees out wide, so open up your knees, butterfly flutters, and then we're going to bring the knees back to hip distance, so not to touch, just to hip distance. So open them up wide, and then bring back to hip distance. And then we open, beautiful, and close. Try to keep the hips stable and square, just moving those knees in and out. Butterfly flutters. So it hasn't got to be a huge movement here. Try to push in through your feet, keeping them towards the earth. Just opening and closing those knees. Working into the inner thighs. Keep going here for 5. Lift the hips a little bit higher for 4. Open them up for 3. Stay with me for 2. 1 more, open the knees out wide, bring them back to hip distance, hold here in your high bridge. Can you lift a little bit higher for 1 more breath? And then lower yourself all the way down. Beautiful work, yogis. Windshield wipe your knees from side to side. Just breathe. And then just come back to center. Take the right ankle over the left thigh. Reclined pigeon. So just pause here for a moment, gently pushing that right knee out to the side with your right hand. And then you can either stay here or interlace the hands behind that left thigh or shin, guide the knee to the chest, but soften your shoulders. And just taking a moment to stretch out through that right glute. So maybe you close down your eyes here as you breathe into the stretch. Find a bit more softness. Slow down your breath. Three more breaths here, yogis. Beautiful. If your hands are interlaced behind that left leg, just release your hands. Lengthen your left leg and then hug your right knee into your chest. So left leg long towards the earth. Hug the right knee in. Single-legged twist. Right arm out to the side, shoulder height. Guide the right knee over to the left. And then your eye gaze maybe is to the right, just depending on your neck. Stacking the hips, and then you can keep that left hand on your knee for a little bit of extra support and a bit of weight to guide it down towards the earth. Or any props you have at home, if you feel like supporting that knee, then please feel free to just put something underneath that right knee. Breathe into the rib cage, noticing the spine in this twist. Again, soften, bring yourself back to your breath. One more breath here. Nicely done, yogis. Slowly bring your knee back through center. Planting both of the soles of the feet down towards the earth, hip distance apart. We take the left ankle now over the right thigh. Gently with that left hand, just guide the knee out to the side. And you might like to stay here or for a little bit more, interlacing the hands behind the right thigh or shin as you guide into the chest. Keep the toes flexed, soften the shoulders. And then pause in as you close down your eyes if that feels comfortable. Glute stretch on the left side. If you're still feeling any resistance or any tightness, then just send your breath to that left glute, making this pose a little bit more therapeutic. You have one more breath here. Beautiful. Slowly release if your hands are interlaced. And then release that right leg long, hugging the left knee into the chest. Squeezing in and let single legs twist. Take the left arm out to the side and then guide the knee over to the right, stacking the hips. Gently allowing gravity just to do its work to guide the knee down towards the earth. But use your right hand as a lever. There's a bit of extra weight if you need to. Eye gaze is closed or your eyes are soft. Shoulder relaxed. Breathe into the back body. One more breath. In yogi, slowly come back through center. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Optional happy baby to finish off. If you're taking that, you take hold of the outside edges of the feet, the ankles or the legs. Our arms to the inside of the knees and we guide them down towards the earth, either side of our rib cage. But keeping the tailbone lengthened in towards the earth, so we're not lifting up through the hips. And we soften our shoulders. You might like to take a little sway from side to side here. Just feeling the nice stretch into the inner thighs, the groin, and opening up the hips one last time. Nicely done. Slowly release. One last hug of the knees into the chest as you breathe in. Maybe lift up your head and shoulders and you curl yourself into a nice tight ball. You squeeze everything in. And then exhale. Shavasana. Ebb to the breath. Let it all go. Well-deserved rest, everybody. Beautiful work. Just let yourself settle. Give your body permission for at least a couple of minutes to stay here in stillness. At the end of our practice, we've completed the painting, the image. So just absorb in the last 60 minutes. Noticing your breath, your body, your Shavasana. Yogis, please feel free, if you have time at home, to stay exactly as you are. There's no rush to come out of your Shavasana if you need extra rest. But for the rest of us, and to just seal our practice, if you are ready to move, slowly start to let the sound of my voice bring you back as you take some movements into your fingers and toes. You might like to rock the head from side to side, starting to slowly wake up the body. It might feel good here to take the arms overhead and give yourself a nice big stretch, the tips of the fingers to the tops of the toes. Beautiful. And then maybe hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze one last time as you rock over to your preferred side, right or left. And just take a moment in the recovery position before gently making your way up to a comfortable seat at the top of the mat. When you arrive, just bring your hands into prayer position, heart center, Anjali Mudra, a gesture of gratitude. Bow your head towards your heart as you let your thumbs just rest on your sternum. Connecting the right and the left, the Shiva, the Shakti, the masculine, the feminine, the yin and the yang. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day, from my heart to each and every one of yours.